What is going on, guys? Predator458 here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to some Armored Warfare today, where we are going to be looking at the Tier 5 American main battle tank, the M60A3, which follows on from the rather terrible M60A2 Starship at Tier 4, which, although it can have some pretty good results, is not a very good tank. But today, as I said, we're on the M60A3, and this, in my opinion, is the most enjoyable Tier 5 main battle tank that I have played. And I've played all of them with the exception of the Leopard, the Leopard 1AV. As you can see over here, there we go. That's the only one I haven't played yet, but I'm fairly close to unlocking it. But this, as I said, in my opinion, is the most enjoyable Tier 5 main battle tank. It's got a good gun, decent mobility, and I found the armor on this thing to be the most flexible and most resilient compared to some of the others. The Chieftain can be good if played well. If someone plays this thing well, they can be really tough to deal with. But it's slow, and you can't really push with this thing because the hull armor is terrible, so you've got to get hull down, and then they can be difficult to deal with. But if you just shoot them right here, right underneath this sort of applique armor, you can penetrate them quite easily, and the M60A3's gun is accurate enough to do that at decent range. The T72 is god-awful. It is being buffed in the next patch, 0.11, so I'll probably do a video about it then, unless I have a really good game that I can show you. But this thing is supposed to be a brawler, or so everyone keeps telling me. But your lower front plate is penetrated if they so much as look at it. You can't angle it too much because the side armor is terrible. There's a glitch at the moment with the turret armor, so people can penetrate you straight through the turret mantlet. So this thing is really difficult to use. You've got a very hard-hitting gun, but otherwise I haven't enjoyed it too much. But this is the one that I enjoyed the most, as I said. As you can see, it is obviously fully upgraded. In fact, I do have the XM1 at the moment. You get pretty decent high-end armor-piercing shells, 319mm of penetration, 331 damage. You've got heat as well, with 261 pen and 405 damage. So those are really quite good. You get your ERA armor, which obviously helps against deflecting enemy heat shells, but you don't get any on the side. It's just sort of turret, a little bit on parts of the hull in the front here. As for the retrofits that I decided to go with on the M60A3, we've got the Mark 1 chrome barrel lining, which gives us a 3.3% increase to damage and a 10% increase to our accuracy. And then internal hull reinforcement for a little bit extra hit points. I am quite close to getting the Mark II. I just haven't been focusing that much on my Sheridan at the moment, but there will be a video on that at some point in the near future. So that's all you get. As for Commander, I'm using Philip Holtzklau, who is Tier 5, and then my crew, or Level 3. Not sure if they were Level 3 in the videos you're going to see, but anyways, that is enough rambling. Let's head off to the gameplay, and let me go and show you two matches where I did fairly well and actually managed to survive, which is always nice. So let's hop off to those, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, and welcome to the first gameplay in the M60A3, so hopefully this goes well. We are on Pipelines, which is not exactly one of my favorite maps, but we will see what we can do, and hopefully everything goes according to plan. Now I am going to head up towards this refinery area. We do have a fair amount of tanks going on to the other side of the river. Personally, I hate going there. I've never seemed to be able to manage to make it work in a main battle tank. So I tend to try and stick here unless there's a severe shortage of friendly vehicles on that flank. But even when that's the case, often venturing there is problematic because you can get overwhelmed. So we do have some targets. We can see MBT-70 up there, so let's call it out. There's also a T something behind him. can't quite see on the minimap. Now, I have been using What the Fast when I'm playing Armored Warfare, and it has helped a little bit. It hasn't completely eliminated my lag, but it does seem to have just smoothed things out for the most part. So let's try and get behind. We are spotted. Let's try and get behind this little rock, and we've got artillery coming in. And MBT-70 here. Just wait for the tank to stop rocking. Unfortunately, it was a bit annoying. It ruined my shot. And we didn't get a penetration, so we're going to go for his gunner sight. We get a hit, do 333 damage. We took a hit from artillery, but we can deal with it. And this guy is actually from the Circumflex's little battalion. We'll take another shot at the site, and we hit, do 310 damage, and we knock out a commander, I think. And he's going to give us another shot at it. Stop moving, please. We'll take one into the side, and we get 368 and damage his fuel tank. So we've already done 1,000 damage, only taken 123 in return. And some more artillery. We're going to move a little bit this time, but unfortunately we take 223. I really do hate artillery. I wish they would remove it. But then I suppose that might make it very campy. I don't know. So we're going to move up now. We've got a Leopard 1A5. Let's try and get behind some hard cover. We'll pop our smoke, and we bounce a shot from... Let's wait for it to aim in. But we're not getting the little outline there, which can sometimes mean you're not going to hit, but we do manage to land a 285 overmatch hit on that ERC-90F4 tank destroyer. See if we can go through the top of the turret, but he backs up just in time. We bounce another shot. The OF-40 did hit us with high explosive. We take the shot, we get the kill, 146 damage. And this guy, come on. I have selected heat, and he's backed up now, unfortunately. Just don't have... Was just checking to see how much support we had. We got a T-64 to our left. And can we get a shot into his bum? We can indeed, and I think we set him on fire, actually. 309. And it's 14-8, so this team is certainly pulling its weight quite nicely. And we can now start to push forward and put some hurt on the enemy team, or some more hurt. Start to really put the pressure on. You can see on the minimap there's a chieftain and a T-64 down this path, another T-64. Chieftains can be difficult to deal with if they played correctly. Hull down. We got an incoming missile. Went for the other guy. Fox. We don't have the right ammo. We take the shot and we don't even penetrate. I don't even know where we hit him. Are we going to be able to get off another sneaky shot? We are, but he dies just before. That would have been a hit too, I think. So let's try and move up, trying to keep some hard cover between us and the enemy. And we don't have a shot on this guy. 12-5 now. We got this T, was it 64? And oh, the lag, a little bit of packet loss there, ruined that shot. But it happens, And we got a shot into his bum. 354 damage, track and engine damage, which is nice. 12-4. See if we can push as quickly as possible. The mobility on this thing is okay, it's not the greatest. And he dies, unfortunately, before we can get aimed in. But yeah, the mobility is not the greatest. It's not terrible, it's not as bad as the Chieftain, but it's certainly not terribly quick. But I will gladly take this speed and this maneuverability for having armor that I at least feel like I can depend on in most situations. If you just angle this slightly, your lower plate is very difficult to hit. There aren't any like major weak spots on the front hull, and we win the match. So we're going to head off to the results and see how we did. So, not a bad little result, not a bad game at all. We did quite a bit of damage and we didn't take a whole lot in return, which is always something that I'm very pleased with. We got 2,200 reputation, 120,000 credits. We did 2,200 damage, not bad. 1,025 spotting damage, and we spotted 6 enemy vehicles. We came second place on our team in reputation, third place in damage. So, pretty decent. Yeah, third place overall. That T64 on the enemy team did pretty well. The MBT70 there, not so much. But anyways, let's hop off to another match and see if we can do any better. Alright, and welcome to our second match. This time we are on, what's this one called? Cold Strike. Still kind of forget these names sometimes. So, we have the single capture point, as you can see, just in front of me on the left. And we are going to head into the city and see what we can find. See what enemies we can put the hurt on, and hopefully not take too much hurt ourselves. Now, hopefully we will do better than the last match, but time will tell. Well, we've got another M60A3 in front of us. He does not have as many hit points as us, so he's either gone a different way with his retrofits, I guess. And just wanting to see where I'm going to have some support, because I don't want to charge down the flank if it's going to be just me. That does not work. And we got a Begleiter Panzer there, and this guy's moving in front of us and blocking our shot. Can't really blame him. We're going to take a blind shot, and wow, we hit him. But it must have been like a very weird place because we ricocheted. So I think we got some guys up on that little hill. There's also a T-72 just in front of us on the other side of this building. So, do we have a shot on that guy? No. Yeah, I think we're going to move up. We got some support here. I've generally found, for me at least, maybe it's just latency issues that cause it, but being a little bit more passive helps me a lot in this game. So we're going to take a shot. We ricochet. Too many targets changing position with each other. See if we can get a shot into the side of the T-72. 340 damage. He does track us. I'm going to leave it though. We will reload faster than him, and we are at a fairly decent angle. Our side armor is not too bad, so we don't have to worry about being at this angle as much as a T-72 would. Let's get a shot off into the BM. What's it? A BMP or BMD? BMD2, and we do 300 damage. This guy's going to take a shot for his friend. Very nice of him. 343 damage. We're going to try and just flatten out a little bit, I think. And this T-72 wants it. 314. They hit our track again. Just going to leave it. Again, not in a terrible spot, terrible angle. So no need to waste our repair kit. Get another shot. No. Just keep an eye on that minimap, just making sure that we don't let these guys decide to turn around and flank in behind us, because that would be bad. And T-72's back. No damage again. Bouncing shots like a boss. Guy's on very low health. Want to push up and we track him. Should have gone for the lower front plate there. We're just going to wiggle and waggle back and forth a bit. It tracked us again. 336 damage. He's got 23 health left. He's very dead. Very, very dead. So you can see, I mean, we've taken a lot of hits. Most of those have been in our track, which, you know, we can live with. Can we finish off our kill? We can indeed. Target destroyed. That BMD is not doing terribly well on the top. This other T-72 is also down to 23 health. This Chieftain's probably going to get him. Indeed he does. And here we've got the ERC. Had to rush that shot, landed up shooting into the building. And he's now running away. No shot on him. So I am going to take a turn to the right and go and try and help out here. They are calling out for some assistance. So We're going to try and see what we can do, see if we can get there in time. 13-7, so at least we've got another decent team. And I think they've pretty much got it, so maybe I am actually going to turn around. No, now there's a BMP over here. Let's switch over to heat. Probably should have done this earlier, actually. And there he is. Come on, aim in. We get a 404 damage hit. And he's popped smoke and has disappeared. Still got heat loaded, which is probably still fine. I think that guy we shot at actually is a team killer. You can see he's purple. He has killed one of his teammates. So let's take the lead, fire off a shot, and unfortunately some other guys got some shots in before us, so our hit only did 76 damage, but we secured the kill before he was able to scurry away. So the last two guys are in the A0 top left corner. We're going to try our best to get there in time, but probably won't. This thing's not terribly fast. But one thing I am glad about in patch 0.11, they do say they are going to work on the matchmaking and try and split the teams more evenly in terms of skill, so that these kind of 13-0, 15-0 games are a thing of the past. The enemy Begleitpanzer, Wittmann, manages to take one of our guys out, and there we go, that's the victory. So off to the results we go. Alright, and welcome to the results, and look at that, we managed to come first on the team. I love it when that happens because it doesn't happen very often for me. But another pretty good game. 2,049 reputation, 110,000 credits, not as good as last time, but 2,169 damage, 1,200 from spotting. 5 spots, we got Master Gunner with 80% accuracy, and the gold medal for the highest reputation on the winning team. So you can see about 60 points ahead, we came second place in damage. That ERC did quite well. That ERC on the enemy team also did quite well, getting the most damage overall. So, I really enjoy this tank. I'm not actually enjoying the XM1 quite as much, but as you can see, it can be quite bouncy. The gun's pretty good, and you can get some pretty decent results. But anyways, I think that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed, please feel free to give it a thumbs up button and consider subscribing for more Armored Warfare content, as well as World of Warships and War Thunder. But yeah, as I said, that is it from me. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Predator 458 signing off, and I will see you guys next time.